Well, good morning to you. Little bit of news for the channel, as the title of the video would suggest. I've sold Easy Living. Quick little video to explain why, what's come in, and the reasonings behind it, and what I'm doing going forward. Because there's bound to be questions for those that follow me religiously. People are going to ask that one question: are you getting another one? Answer is yes, and I'll come on to that in a minute. But why sell the boat? So the plan was this year, it's currently October 2025, depending when you're watching. Plan this year was always to sell Easy Living, but I was going to wait till November, get the bream and the last bit of turbiting done, and then get the engine serviced, polished, cleaned up, all the little bits that happen at the end of the year. Get all that done, hand it to Simpson Marine, and they were going to sell it on my behalf. That was always the plan. Now, two caveats for doing that is that, one, the boat sits over winter, and people don't want to spend money before Christmas normally, especially on a big purchase like a boat or a car. And then obviously Simpson Marine would take a cut. So that was always going to be the plan. The reason for selling the boat, going back a little bit, is that I like to fish offshore. People who follow me long enough will know that. Inshore's some good fishing inshore. I'm not saying that there isn't, there is. And I do hit inshore quite a bit. But I personally like to travel offshore. It's a big open space down here in the English Channel, and I want to spend more time off. And with fuel prices and the way the weather's going lately, we seem to be losing more days to weather than we do previously, just an observation from my point of view. I want to get offshore and I want to stay overnight out in the Channel, obviously safely. And I want to travel as well. I want to get down the West Country. I've got a thing about having to catch things on my own boat, catch certain species. I could go to West Country or Torquay or whatever. I could get tuna. I can go and get a charter boat to do that. I can go down there to get coochies, blue sharks, common skate, all available on some brilliant charter boats. I have a thing that I have to do it myself on my own tackle, on my own boat. That's why I've not done that yet. Because it'd be easy to tick that off to get the photos. I want to do it on my own boat. To do that, I need to travel. So I want a boat that's a bit more versatile with a trailer. Yes, I could get a trailer for this, but I need a bigger fuel tank. Currently got 135 litres. I want something with a bit more capacity. So when I'm going offshore, I can then stay out and work the area out there and not have to go out, come back and then go back the next day. Start doing some overnight trips, 24 hours, 36 hours, towing it down to Cornwall, spending a week down there, coochies, blue sharks, tuna, all that sort of stuff. That's what I want to be doing of my own accord. So we're looking. An offer came about by chance on Facebook. A follower, Richard, he had a boat down in Brighton. He sold that and he was asking for my opinion on a boat that was down in the West Country. And he said, look, it's got an 80 horsepower. I think it's a bit underpowered, blah, blah, blah. Conversation came about and he went, unless you're selling yours, of course, ha, ha, ha. And I said, well, actually, I might well be selling my boat. So that's how the conversation came apart. Private sales are normally, I hate private sales, having done it a few times before. You will know if you've sold a boat, you get the messers, the chancers. Take me out, we'll do a little trip and I'll have a look at the boat. And then, oh, it's not for me. I hate it. That's why Simpsons was going to get it. But I have to say, it's been the smoothest and most pleasant private transaction of anything I've ever had in my life. Deposit paid. I went on holiday for a week, did a little bit of an empty and a clean up. Rest of the money is in the boat and I'm going to take it round for him at the next weather window. So in terms of ease and speed, couldn't have asked for a better transaction. So that's it. She's done. I'm on her now because I've still got the keys. He's a lovely guy, Richard, for those that know him. And he said, yeah, take the boat out, use it. I'm not gonna, but I've got a couple of chances now to do a couple of videos, including a boat review video of the 640, which I will do in a minute after this. So that's it. I've got the money in the bank. Everything is off, including my chart cards, which is more valuable to me than the boat itself, with all my information on it. I've got hundreds of marks offshore for all sorts of things, for turbot, rays, big eels, black bream. I've got marks that are way offshore and I'm going to spend some time exploring those. So what are we looking for, I guess, is the question. And if you've got one of the following boats and you know one for sale, or perhaps you can add some information to it, please do chip in the comments or drop me a private message, because I am umming and ahhing. So I'm not getting a boat necessarily. I might do, but I'm not getting a bigger boat. deck space I've got is perfectly fine. The cabin space is perfectly fine. What I need is a slightly easier entrance. This one's got a bit of a drop down into it that I have to step into, and with 2 fake legs, it's not necessarily easy on a rough day. So what am I looking for? Sticking with a Quicksilver brand, I think, because I've had no problems with them and I like the boats. I'm thinking about a 605, which is the newer version of this one, I think, or the 625. But that's a lot more money, the 625. 625 is a lot more money than the next one down. Or I might well be interested in a 675, which is a bigger boat, but with that comes caveats. So I fish on my own most of the time, or just with one other. But I've got the Tetra dock. For those that have seen me before, I've got the floating dock, and I'd like to keep that because it makes life so much easier single-handed. You can just drive on. You don't have to worry about if you've got a bit of wind catching you or whatever, or you're on your own. And I'm not quick on my feet because I haven't got any, so I'm unlimited to my speed that I can rush around when mooring. So I'd like to keep the dock. The 605 and the 625 would go straight on here with a little bit of modification, an extra block here or there. The 675 would need significantly more blocks because it's a bigger, longer, heavier boat. So, but I am open to that. The 605, 625, they're newer models. So they've got a square wheelhouse. It's pretty much a flat walk-in. The layout is much better. Bigger engines, bigger fuel tank. They both tick the boxes. The 625, though, is a lot more money. The 675 is an older boat with a better layout still. But like I said, it's bigger. But I would get a bigger boat for the same money as probably the other two, give or take, or somewhere in between. So that's what I'm looking at. I am also open to a Parker 660, something like that. They're nice boats. They suit my needs as well. Outboards is a must. I don't like inboards. I've had too many problems with them. And if something goes wrong, it goes wrong. At least with an outboard, if you get something around the prop, you just lift it up, cut it. Or if something breaks, it's normally a plug and play part. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm lucky though, in the meantime, this isn't the end of my boat fishing for the winter. I've still got plenty of boats. Obviously, I fish with the Chinese Dragon on his Barracuda, Stan on Quinny as well, and I've got CJ up the road. And I've got, luckily, I've got 2 or 3 other people who know I'm selling. I've also said, you're welcome out, take the boat, whatever. So we're not short of boats to fish, and we will still do our normal winter fishing. But the old girl Easy Living, she is gone, going, done. Hopefully that answers the questions that those of you may have about the title. I've sold the boat. To summarise, get another one in the new year, waiting for the right boat. If you know of any of those models around, or you've got one and you're thinking about selling, let me know, because I will be interested in the new year. Other than that, thanks for all your support. It's a good chance now just for me to say thank you. Next step of the journey for me is coming. And it's going to be an exciting one for me because I get to do a lot more things. Hopefully that means a lot more content for you. So thanks again for all your support, and I will see you all again soon.